heaven really like? If you've ever thought about life after death, you've asked yourself this question. And of course, heaven is depicted in many films and many books. If you go to the bookstore and you go to the religion section, half of the books on the shelves are about private revelations about heaven, life after death experiences, near-death experiences, all purporting to tell us what heaven is like. There's actually a recent book that has just come out, Heaven is for Real. It's a story of a young boy's near-death experience and his tour of heaven. And it's sold millions of copies. Why? Because everyone wants to know, what is heaven like? And yet, the reality of it is, when you turn to the pages of sacred scripture, we actually have a detailed tour of heaven that's not a private revelation, but a public revelation in the inspired and infallible word of the Bible itself and the inspired teachings of sacred scripture. And yet many people aren't familiar with the fact that the book of Revelation ends with a detailed tour of heaven, a biblical tour of heaven. So in this presentation, what I do is, in a sense, act as your personal guide, your personal tour guide to the vision of heaven in the book of Revelation, chapters 21 and 22. And what I try to do is go through that vision and through that tour of heaven step by step from an ancient Jewish perspective, looking at heaven as it's depicted to St. John in the Revelation to John through Old Testament categories. And as you'll see, when we go to Revelation 21 and 22, heaven looks mysteriously similar to things first century Jews would have been familiar with. It looks like the Temple of Solomon. It looks like the Tabernacle of Moses. And most important of all, it looks like the Garden of Eden from the book of Genesis. So if you've ever wanted to know, what is my ultimate destiny and what is heaven really like, then this Bible study is for you.